everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J, and in today's video I am going to be reviewing and doing two different eye looks using the new Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Liquid Eyeshadows, and I picked up all 5 of them for you all, so I'm going to do swatches of them. But first, let's jump into the details of them, that way you all can know what you are watching a video on. So here's what the boxes of them look like. Each box looks different. It correlates with the color of the products. Here's what the actual products looks like, and I think the packaging is really pretty. As the name states, these are liquid eyeshadows, and these retail for $25 each. And here are what the colors look like. So there are variations of gold, and then there's one purpley color thrown in there. So you all know I live for the purple, so I absolutely knew I had to have that one. But I really like the packaging of these. I think that they're very pretty. You can see the color. A lot of these colors have a bit of a duochromeness to them. So even though they're gold, they all have different variations of golds. Each one is going to bring a different element to the color gold. So this is a brand new formula for Natasha Denona, and this is the Chroma Crystal formula in liquid form. But these eyeshadows are like a hybrid of a shimmer eyeshadow and a glitter eyeshadow combined. So you can't feel the glitter in them, but you can see them. And some of these have more apparent glitter than the others. Like a few of them, you can see the glitter in the bottle, and some of them are more so shimmers than anything else, but they do have tiny flecks of glitter in them. But these are formulated with Paracrest flowers, which is supposed to smooth out the eye, and it's supposed to work really well with people who have wrinkly eyelids. And these also are supposed to be very comfortable to wear, and you can wear them alone or you can layer them, or you guys will see in the demonstration I apply these in conjunction with powder eyeshadows. But the first brand that I think of when I think of a liquid eyeshadow is Stila, because I feel like Stila has become synonymous with the liquid eyeshadows. Even though they weren't the first ones to do it, they definitely brought it back. I wanted to compare them to the Stila eyeshadows, and Stila does have a few different formulas of these eyeshadows, but I wanted to focus on the glitter and glow eyeshadows and the shimmer and glow eyeshadows. The Natasha Denona ones are formulated almost like if both of these were together, but a little bit thicker. But I will say that these reminds me more of the shimmer and glow eyeshadows, but with a little bit of the glitter and glow mixed in. To me, the formulation of the Stila liquid eyeshadows feels like a water base, and the Natasha Denona liquid eyeshadows to me feel like a gel. So it's a bit thicker in the way that it applies and the way that it feels. If you all know kind of like that cream consistency that liquid eyeshadows have in a tube, that's what I feel like these feel like. But these do have a doe foot applicator, which is flat, which is going to allow you to apply this product on your lid directly, or you can do like I did with most of them, you can apply it with a brush. But let's go ahead and jump into the swatches, and I will show you all what each of the colors looks like. I swatched them on my arm, and then let's move into the demonstration. And like I said in the beginning, I'm going to be doing 2 different eye looks, so you guys will be able to see what 3 of the liquid eyeshadows look like in one eye look, and then I'm going to do a separate eye look with 2 of the other liquid eyeshadows. So let me know if these are on your radar. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section after you see the demonstration, and I will check you all soon. Enjoy. So I'm first going to start off with the color Sandstone from the Natasha Denona Gold palette, and dust this above your crease. This is going to be our transition color, so just back and forth with this color. And it's a really beautifully pigmented color, so it's not going to take a lot to build it up at all. So just back and forth. This is going to allow us to blend out this eye look beautifully. Now I'm going to dip into the color Teak with the same brush and very slightly build this color up in the crease. Bring it down a little bit further and concentrate this color right underneath where the first color we applied in. So we're not taking it all the way up. We're keeping it pretty low, and we're building up the anticipation for the colors that we're going to place on the lid. And the last color that we're going to take from the palette is the color Log. And I am just going to pat this color right on the very outer corner and then blend it up. So the first color that I'm going to go in with is Sienna. And I want to take this color directly on the lid. So I'm just going to tap just a little bit, just a very little bit, just because a little bit of this does go a long way. I have a Sonia Kashuk flat shader brush, and I am just going to pounce this on the lid. And I actually am going to pounce a little bit over here because I did get a little bit too much. Yes, even that one little dab is too much. And then work quickly to blend this out. So I'm just using pressing motions to diffuse this color. And I'm rounding it out on the lid. I'm kind of making somewhat of a cut crease. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that, but that is the shape that I am taking with this eyeshadow look. And then I am blending out that edge where the brown is. So it's easy to just pop these on if you already have an eye look going. It actually has more of a shift to it than you think it would. You think just looking at it, it's just like a regular gold color, but to me, it has a little bit of a duochromeness to it. And I got a little bit up here. I'm just going to wipe that away. But it has a little bit of a duochrome element to it, and I think that's what makes this color in particular so beautiful. Once you have that blended out on the lid, now let's move on to the next color. This one looks really pretty in duochrome. This one is called Zone. So I'm just going to take a very small amount of this on my brush. I'm not going to dot it on my eyes just because I want to be very particular where I place this one. So I'm taking this one and I actually put a little bit too much on my brush, and I'm just dabbing the excess off on the back of my hand, and I am patting this on my inner corner and then blending it over. So just a very little bit for an inner tear duct highlight. Same thing, taking that same brush, I am going to wrap it around on the lower inner corner. And lastly, on the rest of the lower lash line, I'm going to take the color Obad. And same thing, I'm going to take it with the same brush and just pick some of this up. Seems to have a different consistency in that this one is kind of drier and more sheer than the other ones. So actually, I am going to take this directly and just kind of swipe it along. So I'm taking the tip and just rimming it. This one almost has more of a film to it. Like, it feels a little bit oilier and the other ones feel a bit thicker. And I'll be right back and I'll show you guys the final look. Okay, my Kel Belles. So here is the finished eye look using these three. And I think that it turned out really pretty. Again, like I said, the bottom color, this color down here, I felt like it took a minute for it to build up. I had to go over it a little bit too much for it to become what you see now. I would prefer it to go on a little bit thicker like the two on the lid did, but you do have to be careful not to do too much. So now I'm going to do another eye look using the last two Chroma Crystal Liquid Eyeshadows, and I will insert that, and then stay tuned until the end. I'll come back and I'm going to look exactly the same way that I look right now and tell you all my final thoughts on these products. For the basis of this look, I'm going to use the Biba palette. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush and the color Freckle, and this is going to be my transition colors, so back and forth. Same brush, I'm going to take the color Spot, and with this color I am going to pop it on my outer corner and then bring it up towards the crease, and then just keep building this color up on the outer corner until it's completely opaque. So once you have the basis of the eye look created, now let's go in with the liquid eyeshadow, and I'm going to go in with the color Nightfall. I am going to take 1 dot of this and start out with that much. I have my Sonia G Builder 3 brush, which is a flat shader. So I'm going to take this brush and pat this color all across the lid and make sure to blend it next to that outer corner color. And I just added more, but I think I added too much. But just go in with the smallest amount and you can always build it up. But I want this all on the lid. I'm going to bring it up to the crease. I'm not going to blend it in the crease. I already blended that color for a reason. So just right on the edge, that is where this color needs to go. That looks super pretty. So now I'm going to go in with my inner tear duct color. I'm going to take Moonstone, and I have a synthetic pencil brush. This is a Wayne Guys 27S. So I'm just going to dab my pencil brush right in here and very carefully pop this on the inner corner. And then I'm going to drag that on the lower inner corner as well. Now I'm going to dip back into the Biba palette, same brush, and I'm taking the color Seed. And very carefully, let's take that all across the rest of the lower lash line and make sure to connect it to the top. Looking really pretty. So now I'm going to add liner and lashes and clean up the look a little bit, and I'll be right back. So here's the finished look using Nightfall and Moonstone. Super pretty, very smoky and sultry. Okay, so I hope that you all enjoy both of the eye looks that I did using the Chroma Crystals liquid eyeshadows. So now let's talk about my final thoughts about them. So let's first talk about how these products feel on my eyes. I know that in the description it says that these are supposed to feel comfortable and lightweight and go on very smoothly. And honestly, I don't feel them at all. They don't feel wet when they go on the lids. They don't feel cool to the touch. They just feel regular. They don't feel heavy, and I mentioned that one of them felt like it had a little bit of oil on it, and even that one dried down, and I don't really feel it on my eyelids at all. So I will say that they do feel comfortable. My eyes did not have any type of reaction to them. You all know, if you watch my channel, I have pretty sensitive eyes, and so if one thing goes wrong, then my eyes will tear up. I will say that I have not been having any tears, and my eyes seem to be responding pretty well to this formulation. So I will say that they feel comfortable. They don't feel dry or anything like that. Next, color payoff. Overall, the majority of these colors are pretty pigmented, and a little bit does go a long way. Although I feel like Abad is the most weakly pigmented out of the group. I feel like this color was very light, and it almost felt a bit drier than the rest of them. It did not give me the same pigmentation. It did not feel like the same formula, in my opinion. I feel like compared to the rest of them, this one is just a lot more sheer. But if you wanted to wear a wash of color, you could put this on the lid, blend it out, and it would look really pretty. The rest of them are pretty opaque, so just a little bitty dot, and you can cover your entire eyelid. But because of that, you do have to be careful, because you can get it to be too thick really fast. So just like on my inner corner, I put a lot, but I was able to do my entire rim of the inner corner with that. And just be careful with that, because if you put too much, it will dry down thick, and then it will flake off of your eyes, and that is not a good look at any time. So just a little bit goes a long way. You can use your fingers, you can use a brush. I prefer to use brushes, but just go in with a small amount, and then these do allow you to build on top of them, but I don't think you need a lot of product in the first place. I feel like the colors that were chosen have enough depth to where if you blend it out on your eyelid and then diffuse it out, it'll look like a complete eye look, just because there's so much dimension to the colors. So it's not just gold, there's different flecks of gold within there, and a lot of the colors have a shift to them. So the dry down of these products, I feel like it dries down pretty fast. You do have to work quickly so it doesn't just dry down and become patchy on the eyes, but once it dries down, it's there. So like I said, work quickly, you'll be able to blend it out. It doesn't set down too fast to where you're not able to blend it out, but you can't just take all day and go over here and go over there and then come back at your leisure. You do have to blend it out as you're working, and I would say work eye to eye, because if you apply a dot and then you blend out the other eye and then think you're gonna come back to this eye and just blend it out, no, it's already dry. Do one eye and then move on and do the other one. But once it dries down, it is dry. I don't feel any tackiness. There is a little bit of glitter transfer, just because these are primarily glitter products, so the majority of the glitter is suspended within the gel of the liquid eyeshadow, but there are some particles that are loose, but not enough for it to be fallout on your cheeks or anything that should concern you throughout the day. You don't have to worry about having glitter particles all over your face, because it is a drier formula once it sets, and like I said, it doesn't really move, so that's not something that you should really worry yourself about. But it does have glitter particles that if you touch or rub your eye, it will come off. Definitely my favorites are Sienna and Nightfall. I feel like these colors are really pretty, but my overall thing with these is just be careful not to apply too much, because it can look too dry and it will flake off of your eyelids. So there is a learning curve with these products. I wouldn't say these are the easiest to use. I wouldn't say that you can just apply them on your lid and run out of the house in the morning or do these in the car. I do still feel like these require some attention, and I feel like you need to be precise with where you put them. And I don't think you have to baby them, but I don't think that you can just put them on without looking and just get a super easy eye look either. I'm not gonna say I think that they are a must-have, and I definitely wouldn't would not recommend for you all to buy all 5 of these, just because not these in particular, but liquid eyeshadows in general dry out really fast, and you are not going to be able to use them up if you have a lot of them before they dry out. So I would just say maybe stick to 1, maybe 2 if you really feel like you're going to use it and get some good looks out of it, because otherwise I don't want you all to be flushing your money down the toilet, just because liquid eyeshadows just are not a stable product. It's not like a powder. You can't just keep it for years on end. In my opinion, the shelf life of most liquid eyeshadows is 6 months, and then after that they dry out and the consistency changes. And with liquid eyeshadows, the consistency of the formula is everything to the application, because once it dries out, you're going to experience more fallout. You're not going to be able to get a flawless eye look, and then it's just trash at that point. So I would just be very aware of which colors you buy. Make sure that they're going to be something that's going to benefit you. If you are a lover of liquid eyeshadows, let me know what your favorite formula is down in the comment section, and I will check you all in my very next video, which will be super soon. Smooches. Bye.